At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, more than a dozen families that were homeless or at risk of losing housing seized vacant, publicly owned homes in El Sereno, an action they said was driven by the astronomical costs of living in Los Angeles and a need to shelter from the virus. Some have remained, taking advantage of a deal that allowed them to stay legally in single-family bungalows owned by the state. Families have planted gardens outside the homes and sent their children to neighborhood schools. But now, nearly 3 years later, their leases are expiring, and they aren't allowed to renew them. A standoff is emerging between public officials eager for the families to move out and some families that don't want to. "For right now, I'm planning to stay," said Martha Escudero, 44, a mother of two who was one of the first to take over a house in the neighborhood. "I don't see any other option." It's the latest dispute in a long struggle over the homes that started in the 1960s, when the California Department of Transportation began purchasing hundreds of properties in El Sereno and neighboring communities to prepare for an expansion of the 710 freeway. After decades of fighting, Caltrans abandoned the freeway plans in 2018. All the while, the Caltrans-owned homes festered under the cloud of potential demolition. Some had been left vacant and rotting, with faulty wiring and leaky roofs. But with persistently high homelessness, overcrowding and ceaseless rising rents in the L.A. area, the families and activists who support them decided to make a statement: there should be no vacant, publicly owned homes during a housing crisis. In a series of coordinated actions in March 2020, they seized 13 of the homes,